I joined Cetane Associates in 2019, and coming from Houston, I had a lot of energy industry experience, but not necessarily heating oil and propane delivered fuels. At this point, I've worked on closed over 40 plus sell-side transactions in the heating oil and propane space. I was inducted 3 years ago into the 30 under 30 with MPGA. I'm on the MPGA audit committee. I go to tons of events across the country. One thing that I've said about the propane industry specifically, and what's been great about Cetane Associates, is I've been at the tip top of the country that we jokingly call the North Pole, all the way down to the southern border close to Mexico, and everywhere in between. And what's great with this industry is it's really nationwide. I think another thing that drew me to the Cetane team was the great work that we do for these entrepreneur owners, and really getting to connect with these dynamic individuals that have grown fantastic businesses. They've done a fantastic job, sometimes third generation, sometimes first generation of growing businesses and continuing to add unique ways of adding new service lines and finding new revenue sources and doing great work for their customers. It's been excellent getting to know and interact with all of these sellers. I think the seller has a lot of concerns when they're going through this process. I think mainly there's a handful of things. Confidentiality is very key to a seller, for us to keep the process very confidential and tight, and that's very important to Cetane Associates. I think price at the end of the day is a very key component to most sellers. And then I think another key component is really, what's the legacy of the business? What are you going to do with my customer base? And what are you going to do with my employees? And we really see that 60% of the time, it's not price winning the day, it's who's going to take care of my customers, who's going to take care of my employees the best. And that fit and feel is really what can be what wins the day. We run a silent auction process that really, it gives the sellers the most value for their business, because they get to look at multiple bids from multiple different buyers confidentially, and really put the company to market. And when you get a good auction process, you get good price, but you also get the added benefit of being able to choose which buyer has the best fit and feel with you and for your customers and employees. My role on the Cetane team is to be involved with the client through the full process. And that's really from the start. And that's walking the client through our sales transaction process and how our process brings them the most value. From there, I'm involved with working on the confidential information memorandum and the financial model, and then marketing the company to the buyers, and answering any buyer questions. I'm also involved in the due diligence and the quality of earnings when we do that on bigger deals. And I'm very confident that when you go through our process, we are able to get you to a closing that the client wants. We've worked with countless buyers, and we've worked with countless buyers multiple times, so Cetane Associates knows all the buyers. And our relationship with the buyers helps them to get to a deal that works best for them as well as the seller. What we're really good at is being able to navigate the deal with the seller and being able to say, this has happened in this experience before, we know how to handle it. I think one of our best value adds to a seller is past experience and knowing how these transactions should happen and how to navigate items when stuff comes up. Eventually items come up in M&A transactions, and we have a lot of experience with knowing how to deal with those items when they come up. What differentiates Cetane Associates from other M&A advisors is we are industry experts, and we have people that know how to work through the full process. We have a very strong front-end financial team that build the confidential information memorandum and financial model. We have industry experts in the home services industries. We call them point people that are able to facilitate the transaction with the seller, with the buyers, and be able to take it home with tons of experience closing transactions. There's nobody in the industry that does a better job than Cetane Associates at selling your company. We see some businesses that have started in the 1800s and have a very strong brand name. And what is the buyer gonna do with the legacy of my business? We're able to be in Kentucky, Florida, Maine, or Nevada and be able to know who are the most qualified buyers for this process. We also are able to do outreach to financial buyers and private equity firms that are now very interested in the home services space and making strong offers. Cetane Associates knows all of the buyers, and we do a great job of representing the seller by putting it out to as many as we can confidentially and running a great process.